I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us here for another session of Valoris Tantibus, Ravenshade. This one's entitled, it only gets worse from here. All right, so we find our party. You guys had a triumphant battle on top of the archway. You were able to defeat, kind of, the evil monk Maldark. He kind of disappeared into the abyss, but something much greater showed up. The Kami decided to make their appearance and stand against the Queen of Ravens. The lights danced for many hours in the night as the party slinked away, not knowing exactly what to do. Over the next few days, pandemonium hit the streets. With the lack of power, ne'er-do-wells, murderers, and thieves have begun to run rampant in the streets. Robbery, crime. We find ourselves looking at the party. They made their way back to their recently acquired estate. All is calm. They reunited, but not knowing what to do. On this night, a gentle rapping comes at the door. You guys have the floor.
I will answer the door.
Okay, I was going
You
to,
have
but you
multiple
can't.
people going at the door.
All right. So, door answered. Standing in front, you see an old acquaintance, Kiev. He's got a few henchmen with him. They seem to be having a hard time lifting these large sacks out of a small wagon. Hello.
Evening. What's going on?
Makoto, what is this?
I see you're a little without power. I thought I'd make a little gesture. Come, men. As they start to bring in these sacks.
Shizuko.
I mean, we just lit candles. We're literally used to living like this.
Yeah.
You
And
guys
Shizuko's
are
gonna-
nobles now. Perception is reality.
Wait.
I mean, if anybody disses us, we can just beat the crap out of them.
Yes, this is
Wait,
true.
when did we become nobles? Makoto, what's going on?
When we bought a mansion,
Wait, just buying a house classifies you as that?
Don't worry about it.
Kiev kind of strokes his chin. This one's a little slow.
Sorry, it's been a long night.
we live in the nobles' quarter. Therefore,
We are there for no.
Again, I thought I'd bring a gift. A house
So what
warming.
is our banner name? What house are we now?
We don't have one. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
The House of No Name. So he and his denizens start bringing in these large sacks. You will quickly come to realize
forget
he's
about
bringing
it.
in coal.
Huh.
oh,
Maddie, can you not hear Athrun?
No.
How can?
That's on you.
Yeah, sorry, Maddie. So they go about their thing again with their housewarming gift. Kiev hangs around just a little too long, and noticing that maybe you guys want him to leave. If you need anything, you know where I'll be.
we'll let
Yeah.
you.
I do.
Thank you.
Yes, as he starts to leave out the door, he turns back and says, "It's probably wise you stayed in here. The city streets are not safe. The Merkava are going mad." And he looks over at Boris. "The church is in all of an uproar.
Oh dear.
But I'll leave you to sort that. If you need anything, you know where to find me."
Will do.
And he
Thank
exits.
you.
Well,
Oh dear.
I don't know why y'all looking at me.
Normally, when it comes to things with him, you tend to be the one behind it all.
He does.
Yeah, do I?
Yeah, it's either you, me, or Hal.
I have no idea what's going on. I was
Neither
very
do I.
by his showing up.
About 30 seconds later, you hear a at the door.
I'll get it.
All right, I got it this time.
He really doesn't want to leave.
Maybe I should go get the door.
Fine, someone get it.
I just said I would get it.
Okay.
Am I coming in clear?
Yes, you open the door, and to your surprise, it is not Kiev. Before you stand two men, and what was once a man. You see the constable. You see another character. Looks almost like a monk. Kind of ballsy at the moment, considering what is going on. And you see in their arms, kind of draped and hanging down, a beaten and bruised Kosui.
Oh,
So that's where he went.
what happened to him, Krishenko?
Are you going to invite us inside?
Yes.
Yeah,
please,
by
come
all
in,
means.
Come in.
By all
Too
means.
many eyes.
Yeah. Please come inside.
So, the constable and this mysterious man bring in Kosui. They kind of try to find a small couch to lay him down. You can see that he has been bandaged, but the blood is seeping out from several appear to be very deep wounds in his chest and abdomen.
Where did you find him?
I couldn't take him to the station, so I got some help.
Huh.
And metagame pigeon. Brr, brr. The other character is Ryukin.
At this point, Shizuko asks, like, where did you even find him?
Well, oddly enough, the gypsies.
That makes sense.
I haven't been able to get the word out of him.
Wait, how does that make sense?
I
Why
don't
was
know.
he with gypsies?
Is Tantibus?
The Vistani. The Vistani took him in. And I patched him up as best they could, I guess. We can try to get information out of him.
I could not take him to the station.
Of course.
I understand.
In fact, me being here may cause complications.
Alright, then.
You're just consulting with some of your
Associates.
informants, associates.
Yes, in the shadows.
Alright, well, we'll take him in. Thank you.
Very good.
Don't let us keep you if you need to get going.
No, I think I shall stay here for a while. Where do you keep your alcohol?
Oh, Hal will gesture to what is almost definitely a very well-stocked bar.
The constable works his way over, finds a glass, skips any sort of ice, pours in a dark liquor, slams it back. Would you like to tell me what the fuck was going on?
Would you like the short version or the long?
The poor man deserves the long version.
The detailed version.
So, we figured out, as you know, that Maldark was attempting a ritual. What we then figured out next was it was some kind of supposedly necromantic ritual to become something akin to a lich. But he tried to heighten it using the magical power of the ring. Atop the ring, he carved placed the silver symbols that would be necessary for it to become a phylactery. And he started performing the ritual. We went up there to combat him and stop him. He finished the ritual, but it didn't work. It literally destroyed him. And the things that appeared above our heads in the sky were the kami of the south. South? Out of character?
West.
West.
West. The kami of the west. The gods they worship in our lands. They fought in the sky and ran into the ring.
I know it is not your fault, but the city will look for blame.
That's understandable.
Right.
I will do what I can, but I do not know how we will clear your names of this.
We'll find a way.
I mean, the word of one of the clerisy, reminding them that we were trying to stop this, could probably go fairly far in our favor.
On top of that, it doesn't hurt that we were fighting what couldn't terrorist organization.
Yes, it seems
A
we've
terrorist
replaced one with
organization
another.
the problem there is that said terrorist organization had heads within the nobility. So them being deposed and us having a somewhat meteoric rise probably isn't helping the public perception.
I know this. Anyone who has even thought of being of the Brotherhood of Midnight, the Merkava will execute them. The church, as he looks over at Petrovich and Boris, I'm sure you've heard. Anyone branded a heretic will also be killed on sight. This one here, he's a good man. He points to the mysterious figure.
Oh, I thought he was talking about
to say that.
I thought he was talking about Ghostly out of character.
No.
And I was like,
Definitely not Kosui, but he served us well, and I don't want to necessarily get him swept up in this, but
I think the whole of Tantibus has been swept up in this at this point.
I think maybe he could be of some assistance to you. He seems a kindred spirit.
if there's anything we can do to aid and in the process hopefully help.
You could start by not
Remove
drawing
our
attention
names
to
from
yourselves.
I meant if there's anything law enforcement wise that we could help with that might draw attention away from our names in a negative light, let us know.
This I can do.
Anyway, nice to meet you. And I'll extend a hand to the newcomer, which I assume is Ryukin.
That is correct.
Yes. He's got like a, I don't, what is it called, a yukata thing?
Yes.
It's just a very simple robe, and he's got his arms folded
Mhm.
inside of it, you know, against the rain and the cold. He says, "You may call me Muranaka, Jinosuke-san. Whatever you prefer."
I'll try to remember that.
Boris just kind of
Muranaka.
flatly looks over to Tanaka and is like, is that from your land?
He totally
I mean, it's
your
not.
name.
I mean,
He's not even gonna try that. It doesn't
I
roll
can't
off his
say-
tongue.
I can't say I've heard the name Muranaka before, but it does sound familiar
Yeah.
in style.
I am not from around here. As you can see, he's. It doesn't look like his character portrait because I'm still working on that, but he's basically shaved head, and he carries on his back a very huge bow, and also some arrows in the back. It seems as though he travels pretty light, and if anyone were to look, he's also got two kind of katanas poking out of the side, like the side sword.
Huh.
But other than that, there's not too much about him. He looks almost like he got up on the wrong side of the bed, or maybe he ate some bad fish.
I mean, to be fair, that's basically the entirety of the city at this point.
Well, I'll extend a hand and say, my name is Hal.
And he kind of looks down at it hesitantly, takes a bit, he says, Muranaka. And he shakes it.
Tanaka Makoto.
You may call me Shizuka or Raikami. And as she extends a hand, Daigo actually leaps off his perch and just starts circling Muranaka.
What
Daigo
is
a
this
small
thing?
Fox.
It's a fox.
It's a fox, don't mind him. He's just curious.
Is it just a fox?
He's my familiar.
Okay, how do I do? There we go.
Okay, I believe you.
Boris
I see.
Gaslov, member of the clerisy. Boris offers a bow.
Dmitri would wave at him and says, Dmitri Petrov, a member of the clerisy as well.
From the corner of the room, you hear, "Kiss you, brother," muttering from the couch.
I'll
Was
go
that buddy?
check.
Yeah, let's do it.
I will go check on Kosui.
As you check, he is asleep, but he's almost having a conversation. I hate you. All of you.
Well, I can tell he's going to be pleasant company tonight.
He seems to be in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
And Grishenko says, "Yes, that is my cue to leave. Good night."
And the small fellow over there, Hal will say and point to a gnome who is almost definitely distracted by something, is
yeah.
Naz.
Not now, I'm busy.
I was introducing you. You can ignore
Not
me.
now.
That's
And-
Naz.
Daigo,
Small explosion come from his side of the room.
Should I be concerned?
nah, he's fine. Just,
Only if the explosion is about 3 times that size.
or if it's near you.
Right.
But
I
other
would
than that, you can
like
trust
to-
anything he makes. Most of the time. And by most, I mean 50-50. You have to flip a coin.
I will just pretend that everything he makes is dangerous.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
All right. So the constable makes his way out. You guys are left to your own devices. It is pretty much the middle of the night, and it's going to go pretty much uneventful. At least you hope so.
Well, if you plan on staying here, we have like 30 spare bedrooms, so pick one.
I'm gonna go check what we have in the pantry.
Hal, that reminds me, how's Zendra holding up?
Atherin, how is Denver holding up?
So again, she's been pretty quiet for the most part. Her physical wounds pretty much healed at this point, obviously, besides the mechanical heart she has. But her mental wounds are still pretty deep.
Well, I've been like periodically, I assume it's a few days.
Yeah, we
At
put
this point-
this a few days after the.
Okay, I've been periodically checking on her, just making sure, seeing if she needs anything.
Yeah,
Books, that
she's
kind of stuff.
she's in one of those states that you're still a little worried. She's starting to kind of get up and do kind of normal human things, not so much with interactions, but relieving herself, getting food, water, that sort of thing.
Okay. That said, we should maybe think about bringing on some staff.
Probably.
to take care of Zendra, take care of the place when we're not here.
All right. So anything that you wish to do this eve, and or it's a little open-ended, at least for right now, what do you guys intend to do?
That's a good question.
Well, we are currently stuck in the building more or less because they'd likely try and burn you a lot on the site.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Love you too.
I look pretty normal.
The whole heretics thing is gonna have people up in is gonna have everybody on edge, and you all being from outside the city is not gonna help the situation.
I've been from
Speak for
outside a lot of
yourself.
places. I've been from outside a lot of places. I'm still pretty good at blending in.
I think I've assimilated at least clothing pretty well. At a glance, I'm just someone.
No, I don't mean that. Like you act suspiciously or you look suspicious. It's just everybody is on edge from the sounds of it.
That sounds like my kind of night, to be honest.
All right. So you guys spend some time kind of deliberating, trying to figure out exactly what to do. Kosui is, again, going to kind of mutter to himself on the couch. We're going to kind of step forward in time a little bit to the next morning. As you guys start to come down the stairs, Kosui, he's awake. He's kind of trying to lounge on the couch, but you can see that he is obviously in physical pain from doing so, but he's probably putting on a front.
Shizuka will just sigh and walk over to him and just like help him like readjust.
You get close. Get away. I don't need your help.
Yeah, I've heard that one over 1,000 times. Now stay still. And she'll just help him.
Awesome. He's kind of bitching about it the entire time as you're kind of dressing the wounds there. Make me a medicine check.
Okay. Da.
All right. Again, you do a kind of a at least have a proper kind of dressing. You can see that there are some very deep wounds. Had this been a mortal of sorts, they probably would not have survived such a deep giggity penetration.
Damn it.
So, as you guys start to filter down into the room, I imagine most people, again, you can hear Kosui kind of off at on edge. And he finally kind of breaks the silence after Shizuka finishes. Go on with your questions.
Okay, yeah, what the
Don't
hell?
act like you weren't going to ask.
So who won?
Clearly I did.
Not that fight, the other fight.
What fight?
I just look at him.
Yes.
Also, what fight did you win? You look like
Your
shit.
siblings and the Queen of Ravens?
Yes, my half-brother decided to take me out of the game, but I showed him.
Ominous.
Is she still dressed? Is Shizuka still dressing his wounds when he says that?
You would have just finished up.
Oh, I was just gonna say if he was, she would have actually made an extra tight knot with that
Nice.
remark.
So you didn't see the end of the other fight?
No, I did not. Though I imagine you'll see a rather large crater on the west side of the port.
So that was you. Got it. I don't know. Anybody else have questions? Like, I kind of figured most of this out already. Not other than him. I mean, yeah, I figured most of that out.
Yes, you were
What do you intend
always
to do
such a
now?
smart boy.
What do you intend to do now?
I will kill them. And you can see his eyes kind of flash that yellowish green.
I mean, you said that last time. I don't think it's worked out very well.
You better watch your beak.
Boris, don't tempt the quarter full god here. Don't.
Isn't your
Let's not figure
puppet
it out.
master pulling your strings? Don't you need to go report in?
I have a question.
Who the hell are you?
How did you know what I was going to ask?
Oh, right. That's Kosui. He's a demigod. Kind of a dick. We tried to kill him once. He tried to kill us more than once? Once? Twice? Something like
Frankly,
that.
I don't know why we're taking care of him, to be honest.
Where does he get to call him a dick and yet I'm not allowed to tempt him?
We have
Because
a common
I'm-
enemy.
Because
That's
I'm
why we're
being-
taking care
You
of it.
all talk too much.
Yes. That. But also, I get to call him a dick because I'm being direct about it and he knows already.
Well, have you tried not trying to kill him?
Eh.
Who is this
Yes?
strange man? What is your name?
How improper to ask a man his name without giving your own.
Do I look proper?
Remember? He's kind of a dick.
Do I?
No. You're fascinating.
Good, then we have come to an agreement.
Well, Mr. Fascination, you may refer to me as Kosui.
And you may refer to me as Genosuke-san.
I will, Mr. Fascination.
Is he hitting on him?
I'm gonna
Not
like
quite
turn whoever's next to
sure.
me. Whoever's next to me, I'm just gonna turn to them and say, I see why you tried to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
You bore me, and I need
Oh,
rest. I assume I can take any room I want.
Of the unoccupied ones, sure.
Yes, I won't kick you out of your rooms.
Also, you are not to harass any other guests we have.
All these rules.
No, that's my only one rule for you. Other than that, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Fair enough. Oh, something. I can't remember her name. The queen bitch down at the gypsies said something about reading your fortunes.
I know who that is.
Yeah, I think we all do. Except for Muranaka. Somebody read our fortunes, but it was like magical.
I thought.
Therefore, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was magical, and they were gone for like a week.
It was 3 days. Calm down.
You see Kosui stand at this point, and he kind of rocks just ever so slightly as like an outward sign of pain. And he leaves the room.
Can I follow him?
Sure.
I want to follow him to whatever room he's going to.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about it?
No, I'm just going to follow behind him, probably about 5 feet.
No problem. So about halfway to his destination, he will kind of turn around, slightly bend over, like bend his knees and go, "Come, boy, come." And then he'll turn
No
around
comment.
and walk.
I will continue to follow.
And then he will eventually decide on a room.
And I will
Does
say,
this-
you can't have that one. That's my room.
You're a bold one. Don't tell the others, but I like you the best. He picks a room right directly across the hall.
That one is also my room.
Do that one more time. And you can
Okay.
see his eyelids kind of snap together like that of a reptile.
A nictitating membrane?
A membrane.
Yeah, a nictitating membrane.
A nicotine membrane.
Oh my god.
How about this one?
That one is also my room.
Go away.
Well, you told me to do it one more time, so I did. And then I'll turn and leave.
That is awesome. Tempting fate already. I love it. All right.
Oh, this guy has no, like, my character, he makes his own fate, basically. He's like,
okay.
When you guys said got their fortunes read, in his mind, he thinks you're all idiots.
So, question: with my passive perception, would I have been able to hear all of that?
So, those of you who have a decent passive perception, yes, you would hear some almost like arguing and sexual overtones down the hall.
I'm just laughing this whole time, and I'm like, I like the new guy, guys.
Yeah, Makoto was about to say, I like this guy.
New guy seems fun.
Huh. Anyways, I'm going to get started on breakfast.
All right. You, well, there's no power, but that's okay, because Kia brought coal.
Also, because we've lived our entire lives up until this point without power.
Without power.
And
we're used to this.
You guys, like, literally you find the biggest common room, and you set up camp, literally, like tents and stuff. No. Anyways, you go about your morning business, etc.
Found the perfect character image for my guy.
Okay. You want to DM it to me?
Yeah.
Or post it in Valoris chat. It's fine as well.
Do we want to go see the Vistani today?
I think we should. Because while we may have belayed that fortune telling, we probably let some of it come to pass.
Oh, I didn't go to that one. What was the fortune we got last time?
You didn't go to either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also missed the second one.
He has
So
a
I'm asking
odd
what that one was because you told me
fear
about the first one already.
of cards.
I have to actually pull up that image from the chat because it's been a while. Oh dear.
Makoto, do you remember?
It was small individual ones, and I
Yeah.
do not remember the details.
Oh, okay.
It was clearly not important.
Oh, okay. Then
I think parts of it came to pass already.
Yeah.
So.
The thing is, I'm trying to find the image of all those cards.
it's not important. Because like, if part of it already came to pass, then like, how are we going to prevent said fortune?
Yeah, the parts that
travel?
didn't make sense, you're probably still murky about it. Didn't quite make sense in character.
I mean, there's always time travel.
Oh
That's
no.
Terrible idea.
You know what? You know what? You guys go on ahead. I'll hold down the fort.
Are you sure you'll be alright here?
Will the house be in one piece when we get back?
Look, if Kosui acts up, I'll beat the piss out of him. It's as simple as that. We've already done it.
I can help.
Very well. I'll trust in you two.
All right, splitting the party.
Always a good idea.
I like it. Anyways, so you guys
Someone's got to take care of Zendra.
So you guys make it down to the seedier parts of the city. And being outside for the first time, you're going to really notice things. There's a little more light that goes on down in the shadows, mostly from the house fires. Looks like hoodlums, have really gone to town here. Maybe 3 or 4 days have passed since the incident, so to speak.
People here are just really not used to using firewood and keep accidentally burning down their houses.
Right? So you guys finally make your way over to the Vistani. And in most fashions, you pull back that heavy kind of drape that blocks the doorway. As you guys enter, you smell the incense and perfumes in the area. The matron is sitting on a pillow like normal.
Shizuka will like clear her throat, like trying to get her attention. Excuse me.
Yes, I see. The young snake has given you the message.
He did.
So, shall we get started? And she kind of splays her hand, gesturing for you to sit.
And Shizuka takes a seat right in front of her, pulling out the deck and putting it in the center of the table.
Even though this isn't the first time I've seen this, I always get such a connection with these cards. All right, let's begin. Who would like to roll first?
Not it.
Yes, I will.
I'll do it.
D100.
I don't remember how to roll that.
Right click on the D10.
Hit percentile.
And hit percentile.
5.
Ooh, 5. Give me 2 seconds.
I will roll next.
No sex.
Because I found my physical deck. And that was that was Naz.
Yeah,
Naz, as you... Naz was the first one to draw a card? Yep.
Yeah.
Confirmation. Yeah, okay. So, as you reach through, tap the deck, she turns the first card over. You see a picture of a warrior. A warrior brandishing 2 Oriental fashioned swords. You can see that they're clad in a large helmet. They're engaged in battle. It's hard to make out what exactly they are fighting, but you can see the warrior spirit of this person. And the Vistani speaks. The Myrmidon. I feel a strong connection to this. I think the Myrmidon has shown his face. Although low in number, a strong presence here in Tantibus, a major player. I feel that their journey is just beginning. She turns to the next person.
I will do it.
D100. Don't roll 5. 58.
It's definitely not a 5.
It's a 5-8.
There is a 5.
Perfect. All right. Hal, as you kind of go over the cards and finally pick the one, the Vistani touches it, turns it over. You see the visage of a monk, but you cannot see the face. No, you just weren't looking close enough. Deep in the shadows, you can see the outline of a skull. The Vistani shudders. Great power in this one. I fear his story is not yet complete. Next. An outward show of fear on the Vistani's face.
Jez, you can go.
Last.
Alright. You said right click on the D10 and click
And hit
percentile?
percentile, and then drop in the box.
It's my dice in a box. 22.
I mean, it's one letter off. Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. It's going to be the last freaking card in the deck, too.
I apologize if you can hear the police siren in the background. There sounds like there's a lot of them.
Well, I couldn't until you started talking.
Yep.
All right. Boris, you
Yes.
search through and pick your card. The Vistani touches it. The fear that she had was gone. Hal unleashes a flurry of blows.
What?
I don't know what happened, but that's what was in the dice box.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened. Something weird went down.
How bursts through the card?
I have no idea why that
Perhaps
happened.
this was the monk that she spoke of. No.
I hit a weird button, and it did a bunch of things.
Hal accidentally becomes Star Platinum.
So, back in mood. Okay. The Vistani, she touches the card. As she goes to flip it over, it almost is levitating in the air. And it starts to almost swing back and forth, like on her fingers. She drops her hand down very quickly and flips the card over. You see the picture of the marionette. You see a person with almost a stone-like mask, emblazoned with jewels around. Their hand is hovering over what appears to be a chalice, almost dipping their fingers in and making the waves and ripple move according to their desires. The Vistani speaks. Someone or someone's orchestrating behind the scenes. Very prominent and very powerful. I fear yet another adversary has started to show its face. Next.
Boris just scratches his chin as he steps back.
As Shizuka reaches out for a card, Daigo is going to jump in and just like pull one for her.
Okay. Roll another D100 as well.
Okay.
All right. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Shizuka, as you touch the card, you get a sense of deja vu. Like, this has all happened once before. As the Vistani turns over the card, you already knew in your head and your heart what was being flipped over. The artifact. Again, this item is still in play, but I sense it's lost its power. No, very little. There's still life. Breathes. Something very important. Not just for Tantibus, but for all of Valoris. This is your main focus, main desire. Protect it. Anyone else?
Is that everybody? I think that's everybody.
Yep. That's about everybody.
Okay.
And Daigo looks a little put out, like.
So, as you guys kind of come back out of the ritual, you'll notice that the lights start to burn a little hotter and brighter in the room now. Vistani almost in a cold sweat. This does not bode well. But you seem capable. Much has already been done, but even more to do.
And Shizuka will nod and then turn like to face like the outside door, like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the room suddenly heated up, so there's either something outside or
Yeah, so you guys didn't quite notice because you were in the moment, but the room had darkened. You're seeing it return back to its normal state.
All right.
Ominous.
Does it look like a ton of time has passed again? Is it dark outside, or can we not see outside?
You don't know, and the tapestry is too thick to see.
Have the candles burned down significantly?
They have not.
Okay. Hopefully they're just not magical candles, but yeah, that's good to know at least.
Alright, and then Shizuka will clean up, will pick up the deck, put it back in its box, and
Okay.
she'll just bow to the Vistani.
So at this point, if you guys have questions for her, we'll do a little kind of more in-depth reading. But let's get back to what's going on with the rest of the party. At the mansion, anybody doing anything in particular? Just kind of hanging about, just trying to think of what to do.
No, it's mostly just gonna be like small talk.
Okay.
Claiming my actual room, which will be the one that Kosui pointed to first. I don't really care about the other ones.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dimitri would just be doing maintenance on his weapons.
All right.
Naz is trying to come up with a contraption that will spring-loadedly pull something from one place to another, like into a bag.
No problem. So I'm just going to roll at random here. Naz, you're going to notice this first.
Okay.
As you're kind of tinkering around with your spring-loaded kind of bag, you just get it to work, and you're all sorts of excited. You kind of look up, and you see a zombie-like creature that looks a lot like Richado inside your house.
How many times do you have to kill Richado?
I was going to say, I asked him, why do you keep coming back?
Hey, what's up, bro?
You still have a purpose.
I know I do. Why are you here?
The queen. She has need.
Doesn't she have a butler for that?
He kind of stares at you, doesn't say a word.
Fades away. Makoto, you're not in front of him.
Where are the others?
I don't know. Sitting around, I guess.
Would I hear this?
Go get them.
No.
You go get them.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah, so you guys start to hear a bit of a commotion, even more so than Naz's. I mean, you're used to him probably talking to himself, but you start to hear the other voice that's in your house. You guys start to move down into that area.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Makoto.
What brings you here?
That's what I said.
The queen. She is in need.
You're kidding me, right?
Have I ever kidded you?
While you were alive, yes, lots of times.
Fair point. She wants her brother.
And I want some nice sake. What is your point?
Who are you?
That's not important.
My
No.
name is not important.
It is probably not.
After
Alright.
all, I could ask the same of you. Seriously, what is going on here?
It's
Kosui.
a long story.
I turned to him and go, here's our friend. Now he's dead, but he won't go away. Kind of needy.
Huh. Cannot say I've ever heard of something like that happening before.
Please do not make this difficult.
I'm trying not to.
Kosui.
Yeah, I know he's the Raven Queen's brother. What about him? How am I gonna get him to your sister? Or not your I'm sorry, I'm a bit flustered. Last night was also a bit of a whirlwind.
I understand. But things cannot be as they were before, my friend.
Yeah.
Kosui.
So how am I?
Kosui. Kosui.
I thought his name was Naz.
God damn.
You have 24 hours. Bring him to the arch. You will know where. Goodbye, old friends.
If I
See you
might
next
ask a
time.
quick question. Or else what?
Or else face the undying wrath of Her Majesty.
I'm gonna turn to who all is there? Is it Tanaka and Naz?
And
Kodo
Petrovich.
Naz? I don't know if Petrovich showed up. I didn't hear him talk.
He was. Oh yeah, he's in the house at least.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of lean down to Naz and kind of scratch my beard a bit. Is she powerful? Should we be scared of her?
She's a full god, I think.
You
Okay.
you did see what happened about 5 days ago, right?
Oh yes, I just did not know that he was involved in this.
Yeah, involved is putting it lightly.
I see. Well, I understand the situation a bit more now.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my question, sir.
So let me
Naz just completely ignores you while he's trying to figure out what he did right last time.
Yeah, and the mechanical contraption that you were making just springs out of its container, slams up against the wall.
God damn it! God, freaking shit.
You're paying for that, you know.
Poor Naz.
All right, as you guys are left to ponder back to the Vistani, have you guys thought of any questions or elaborations?
Somebody wrote down what the cards were, right?
I 100% did not.
I wrote down mine.
Mine was the monk.
I'd say
Naz
I-
was the
there was-
warrior.
I had the Myrmidon.
Oh, Myrmidon. Mine was
It's
the
a
monk.
warrior. Yes.
Okay, the warrior, the monk,
Mine was the artifact.
the artifact, and who?
The
went there?
puppeteer.
Chalice.
Yes, the marionette.
The marionette. Okay. Do we need clarification on any of those?
And Shizuka's just like looking very confused. Like, what artifact could be left?
I think it's the ring still, Shizuka. That's my guess, anyway. It's
So the
still
ring is still
there.
So the ring is still in play.
It takes a lot more than that to destroy an artifact.
I suppose that's fair.
Or there's an entirely different artifact that we just don't know about.
What if it's only part of the ring?
Do we have any questions?
No.
I can't think of any questions.
Okay, fair enough. The Vistani thanks you for your time and thank you for your service.
Thank you for the reading. Again.
And
My
Shizuka will
house
just-
is always open.
Okay, I think I accidentally broke the continuum for a sec.
Uh-oh.
What?
What?
Naz was in both places at the same time.
Oh god.
Sorry, I'm still trying to learn people's names.
Oh shit, he was.
Yeah, oops. Oh well.
Naz sent Droney.
Wait. Naz's insanity has now manifested in a twin that,
You
sits around.
you actually realize, because you guys pay so little attention to Naz, you guys were conversing with his drone.
This entire time, Naz has been two gnomes in a trench coat.
Oh my god. Moving on.
Sorry.
All right, so you guys headed back to the estate.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, party is back together.
Where the hell have you been?
We've been around. Why? What's up?
It's been 4 days.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I ruined it. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go commit Sudoku.
Oh god.
Son of
Damn it. Why?
Anyway, so did something happen while we were gone?
Yeah, Richado showed up again.
Again?
If you want.
That man does not know how to stay dead, does he?
I think he wants to stay dead.
I don't think she's letting him.
That's you've got the nail right on the head.
What did he want this time? Or what did she want this time, I guess?
Well, let's make it a game. What do you think she wants?
World domination? Citywide domination?
The
Everybody to die? I don't. What?
Okay,
Just tell
okay.
us.
Competent servants?
She wants her brother.
That. Okay. That's actually surprising given that she didn't want to see him the last time. The last
And
two
the fact that, that they try to kill each other.
Yeah, I'm not.
Wait,
So
so
are
they
we-
hate each other?
Unclear.
Well, he
yes,
hates her.
families
that's
are
for sure.
Well, no, he didn't hate her, and then he just, or at least it didn't seem like he did, and then he just, like, a couple days ago tried to kill her in the sky. So unclear.
Then perhaps she wants to punish him.
Also possible. So, like, best case scenario for us, it doesn't involve us at all. We give him to her and everything's over, and she, I don't know, stops.
Oh yes, never. Whenever you deal with the gods, you never get involved at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
You
point.
guys got a very good point.
And to be fair, Hal, we're already pretty involved as it is.
Worst case scenario, we all die.
That is worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is we must live with our shame.
Worst case
Well-
scenario, we cease to have ever existed.
Well, regardless, I
That
don't
is a
think
thing
we
that
have.
can happen.
I don't know.
Regardless, I don't think we have a choice either way. We were given a pretty explicit time limit to get his ass up to the top of that fucking archway up there.
As wounded as he is, I don't
You
want
think you can fix? You think you can fix him up in 24 hours?
No, but I can make it sure that he won't complain.
Do you think we could rent a wheelbarrow?
So
I like you. You
she
have a
wants us
very
to take
utilitarian
him-
thought.
She wants us to take him to the top of the ring? Isn't that the...
Yeah.
Is it still, like,
It's
climbable?
still standing. It's suffered damage, but it is still standing.
It's just not currently working.
That is
Oh,
correct.
Isn't there also a lot of, like, guards around the area?
I would assume so, yeah. And... Yeah.
So before we go in half-cocked, how about we scout the area first? See how heavy the security is, and see if we can secure a route. If we are even going to give them up, which I highly doubt that, but...
Well, it's either we do or we, as quoted, suffer Her Majesty's wrath.
You mean we haven't already?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, right, that's mainly been her underlings.
Shizuka, what do you think the wrath of a god of death is?
Could it be any worse than a god of the storm?
Yes.
I will tell you this now. It is not death.
Yeah, surprisingly. It's eternal not dying torture. Probably. I don't know.
God, that's not what happened. That's not what's happening to Richado, is it?
It's very possibly what's happening to Richado. So we have to figure out a way to, in the next 24 hours, get Kosui,
Right.
who will be possibly accused of blasphemy on sight, to the top of the ring that's probably massively guarded by Merkava. And also, we're probably not the most favorite people of anybody right now.
Probably.
So please inform me this group's trouble with the Merkava.
As you heard last night, we don't have a problem with the Merkava. The Merkava are currently having problems with outsiders, and we are outsiders.
Quite literally.
So, literally everyone here except for Petrovich and Boris.
Hey Petrovich, Boris, you want to take Kosui to the top of the ring by tomorrow? So that we don't all suffer the wrath of a god of death?
Do we have to go there alone?
It would potentially be easier than all of us going.
I feel like the few of you coming with our blessing should be sufficient.
We could do the Bogatyr in training story again. That worked out pretty well last time.
Could work.
Yeah, that definitely worked.
I've got a quick question. DM.
Answer.
Would my character be perceived as an outsider?
It's really up to you. We didn't flush out your backstory, so
Depending on where
I've
I
been
was
kind of
from.
leaning on it a little bit here. I won't lie. But it depends on how well you feel like you've integrated in the city. But you are a man of honor, and that's not really the Tantibinian way.
Okay, I get it. And we could even say that I've got a different accent.
Yeah. So here's how I view it. So obviously most of the party here have a very strange accent. Like Boris and Petrovich have kind of like the Tantibinian proper kind of accent. The rest have, it's similar to yours, but not quite the same. Like almost two different dialects.
Almost like going from Missouri to Louisiana.
Yes.
All right, I got you.
I would probably argue that even within that particular thing, I think Mikoto and Shizuka probably sound a little different from everyone else as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough.
Yeah, we could do Bogatyrs in training. But why are we bringing Kosui? And why will we be coming down without him?
Richado
It's-
wants him.
That's that's a good point. You know what? You know what? How about instead of deliberating on a method, how about we scout the area out for, like, scope it out, see what's actually going on.
And
We've kind of been hiding in a hole for the past couple days.
That's been brought up a couple times. Anybody who wishes to scout, make an investigation check, and please drop it in the dice tower.
Dice tower is the box.
You know what?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Well, it's the thing at the
I'll send
bottom with the
droning.
dragon. Bottom
Okay.
right.
Investigation.
Yes, please. And it'll
I will
roll
scout out as well then.
the DM.
I'm gonna stay
Oh,
and
okay.
not investigate on this one.
So that's DM rolling.
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. We'll kind of teach you as we go. It'll become second nature before too long. It's
Yeah, I've learned systems before.
no
Alternately,
worries.
you'll be like me and ask how to do things every single session.
Well, that's usually how it goes for about.
All right. So I see 3 that are wanting to go investigate.
To be clear, Droney's gonna go investigate. I'm
Oh.
not.
Fair enough.
I'm staying at the house. And
Same.
fuck it, I'll investigate.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea of just sending the drone and just the drone to go investigate. Like, just this quadcopter flies over, and it's like, huh? I wonder what's going on over here.
I believe I mentioned I've learned not to trust anything that Naz builds.
Wisely so.
Okay. So we'll deal with your guys' investigation here. Obviously, you're kind of somewhat working as a group, but still trying to follow a little bit of your own leads as you're kind of down there around the arch. Activity-wise, as far as like normal citizenry, no one around. As almost like they are either too afraid to go anywhere near the arch, or they have been made to be afraid to go towards the arch. Like there would be some sort of punishment involved. Merkava, they're out and about. Before, we had always talked about roving bands of 2, sometimes 3, in big packs, like 4 kind of the Merkava patrolling around. You're going to see groups of 6, groups of 8. They are just moving about. Most of them have some sort of leader amongst them as well. Whether they're dealing with crimes around the area or just patrol, they are very, very present. Let's see. Muranaka and Makoto. Both of you guys are going to notice a particular bogatir hanging around. Makoto, you know him by name. Muranaka, probably not. But, actually, for bonus points, Tanaka, do you remember the other bogatir that made a pretty big impression?
The guy from session fucking 2? No.
Oh, fail.
I don't remember. It's that guy though, right?
It is that
should
guy.
be on the table.
Wait, is it like Boss Man or is
No.
it like okay?
No, not Boss Man.
What was it? Session 2, dude?
Yes. So you'll see him kind of lurking about. He will notice you. He doesn't interfere with you guys. He's more curious as to what's going on. As far as the archway itself, one thing that you guys will notice, and you're not sure if anyone aside from you guys can notice, at the top of the archway, you can see some dancing, almost like flames of black. It's small, but you can see it nonetheless.
Like all the way at the top?
Correct. Like the tippy top. Like where the final battle took place.
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that that is not normal.
No, it's not. Your intuition is quite good.
What you call intuition, I call common sense.
Common sense ain't so common in Tantibus, I've noticed.
Yeah, but no, I assume that is what is being discussed. So yeah, I
Indeed.
think that's where we're going.
Okay. What do you guys wish to do, and how do you wish to do it?
I don't know if we can do anything.
Well, one option that hasn't been discussed is you could always try to go and parlay.
True.
That is a good point.
Talking? We're not very good at that. We're better at blow them up and fighting.
That's just you. So the entryway is guarded, I assume.
Yes, but again, they're moving about in a very orderly fashion as per Merkava protocols. So you don't think it would be too difficult. It's a little timing and maybe a little luck.
You know what? I might just try and parlay through I think I'm gonna parlay through this.
If you ever need assistance, let me know. I have been known to get my fair share of free alcohol at times.
And just to clarify, are you referring with parlaying with the Merkava or parlaying with the Queen of Ravens?
The Merkava.
Okay, so I thought that maybe I wasn't clear enough. So you guys were talking about you don't know if it's going to be possible to get Kosui up there, but it's probably pretty possible for you guys to get up there, and parlay could be a part.
Oh, parlay with
that is what I meant by that comment. So I wanted to elaborate.
Oh, parlay with the Queen of Ravens.
You think the Merkava? I mean, let's be honest. They're meatheads. They're soldiers in an airplane.
Well, I was gonna go with the simple excuse of, hey, Consul Grishenko asked us to investigate. May we pass?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you head up to one of the Merkava groups. They obviously stop you. And you lead with that kind of excuse. It's not entirely a lie, but recently he did tell you to lay low, so it's a little bit. I'll allow you to either make like a bluff or a persuade in the bucket.
Oh, I'm totally bluffing. In the bucket?
In the bucket. Okay. So, as you're kind of describing the situation to the Merkava. Grishenko, we haven't seen him in quite a while. He really sent you?
Out of character. Uh-oh. Yeah, I got a pretty direct order from him. What? Is there something wrong?
Oh no! It's very good to hear that he is alive. We haven't seen him for quite a few days. But hey, men, stand down. You see him? He's cleared. You rolled a nat 20.
Nice. All right, we're good. Let's go.
Oh yes, and the others, they're fine too.
Yeah. And yeah, the constable's fine. He's, buried in paperwork.
Paperwork?
I point at the arch behind them, and I'm like,
gotta go.
Oh no, I'm like, duh? Pointing at, like, the fact that the artifact above the city is damaged. Clearly, he's been buried in paperwork.
They kind of scratch their heads for a while, and one
They
of
don't get it.
one of the larger Merkava is like, he probably just took it all home. Yeah. They're trying to work it out.
Meanwhile, this would be the point where it's like freeze frame, zoom in on the face, internal model like, oh no, he's blowing our cover.
Right?
I guess while they're confused by the mention that the constable would have to do paperwork when the city was rioting for several days,
Right,
we
but
climbed the ladder.
fair enough. Let's flip back to the other group. What's going on at the house? Kosui's hungry, and he is complaining that there is no food in the house, and... Oh, you're so lazy. Go to the market.
Was there any food in the pantry?
Not anymore.
Oh, for God's sake. I was asking the DM, but okay.
I believe the DM gave you your answer.
Yeah. And at that, Shizuka just pinches the bridge of her nose, heads down to the kitchen, and then heads back up.
Wait. What are you keeping from me?
She pulls out a wooden ladle. And says, now you're going to stop complaining, you're going to shut up, and you're going to listen. Alright?
Yes, but first, where are the others?
Oh, they're out doing something. I have no idea what there's going on anymore these days.
They better be shopping, and they better not be looking for my sister.
Funny you should say that. She's looking for you.
I knew you were hiding something from me. Where is
really.
she?
Not really, I'm coming up clean with you.
Oh God. To be fair, we're not looking for her. We know exactly where she is.
You're not there.
Yeah.
I know.
And she just shrugs. I have no idea where your sister is, but she knows where we are. She knows where you are, and she wants you, for some reason, finish the fight, end it. I don't know. Regardless, she sent a zombie to collect you.
So that's where the others are.
Shizuka just shrugs. I have no idea.
You know far more than you're telling me. Gather the others.
Oh?
We march.
As injured as you are...
I'll survive. Know this, little one. Lie to me again. I'll make sure it'll be the last time.
But I wasn't lying to you.
Enough with your spoonish trickery. Gather the others.
And Shizuka will just roll her eyes. And she'll walk out, just like, who else is in the house?
I believe Petrovich, Boris, and
Naz, I assume.
Naz is in both places. No.
Yeah, which...
No, you set your drone.
In the Naz superposition, where are we actually going to say he is?
I assumed you sent your drone out and you stayed here.
That works for me.
Okay.
You did specify you sent your drone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Shizuka will gather Naz, Dimitri, and Boris. Like, come on, the grumpy one wants to talk.
Grumpy one.
The others are already far ahead, are they not?
Most likely.
Then we shan't waste any. You hear some popping sounds coming from his chest as he steps outside and starts to transform. You hear the grunts.
Are you
Hop
sure you
on
want
my
to try
back.
and... Oh, he
Alright
transformed.
then. And Shizuka will just like, with the Staff of Inari on her back this time, will climb on Shisui's, or Kosui's back. I would say Shisui.
Okay. So you guys fly off into the sunset, so to speak. The other group, back to you. As you guys are climbing up, you will see Kosui's massive visage in his transformed state kind of glide across and go up.
Upon seeing this, Makoto just pinches the bridge of his nose. Well, I guess that saves us some time.
Not very subtle, though.
No, it was not.
They're terrible at the laying low thing.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's what happens when Kosui's at the wheel. Recalculating. All right. So, as you guys continue your ascent up the archway, you will meet up with the rest of the group. Everyone's together. He will kind of transform back, and pockets of blood will start to spill out of his wounds. He'll stagger a little bit, moving towards the side of the archway, but he'll catch himself and... Who has fire?
I would say Naz
Define
just,
fire.
Naz pulls out like 3 different objects. Take your pick.
I need fire.
There's a fire up there, and now we'll point up at the top.
Okay, now that you're at the top, those dancing black flames, they form a
Naz
ring
pulls out
around where that summoning circle was. Oddly enough, you can't see inside. But as the flames kind of flicker and dance in almost like grayish shadows, you see some sort of structure. You're not quite sure. And Kosui basically wants somebody to hit him with fire to cauterize the wound.
Oh. Naz pulls out what basically looks like salad tongs with flint and steel duct tape to the ends.
Oh my god!
And then just starts clicking the salad tongs at him, making little sparks.
That is not what he meant. And she
Wait, I've got an idea.
No, wait, he hasn't lit the blowtorch yet.
Oh my god.
No, hang on, I've got a solution to this. Boris pulls out a thing of oil and chucks it against Kosui where the wound is.
Awesome.
Naz starts sparking near the oil.
Awesome.
For the love of...
Naz, just for shits and giggles, make me a dexterity save.
Absolutely.
Could have at least waited till we got off.
Okay, so a little bit of a kind of a singed beard is once it goes, and just and you hear Kosui. Sister, follow me, as he takes a few steps forward and starts to move in towards that dancing black flames. Watch the step. It's a doozy. As he disappears.
So we're not following him, right?
Wait, so also
I don't know,
to
are you?
clarify,
I don't know. What's
Wait,
He
to
transformed
clarify, he
back.
transformed back, right?
Yes, he's in human form.
So that means Shizuka would have fallen off unless he was.
Yeah, you guys
also
would have
on
been
his
off.
back.
Yeah.
No, it's a group piggyback ride.
Oh my god.
What the heck is going on?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to take a guess, I think we started another family reunion.
I'm gonna take out a stick and poke at the fire and see if it poke through. Does it incinerate?
Make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Check.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay at those. Boop.
Are you? So when
Should
you
I
pull
attack one?
out the stick, it kind of dances with shadow for a while, and then comes back to physical form.
I don't know if I want to go through this, guys. What are you thinking?
Mako folds his arms. I gotta be honest, I've got half a mind to say fuck it. We did what we were asked to.
That's very true. We did do what we were asked to.
Indeed.
Technically.
But what do I get
Yes.
to think it's more than that?
But I guess we need to see the fruits of our labor. Makoto's just gonna head forward.
Okay, you step through the flame.
And
That was a
Shizuka
question,
will
sorry.
Follow.
I say, Naz is going to go up and sniff the flame deeply.
Okay. So make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
You smell something that is not of this world, not of this plane. Probably get a little stiffy.
I turn to the others and go, I think this is a planar gate.
One of the tongs in his pants start to expand.
Oh god.
Oh no.
That's
Oh no.
Wait, Makoto already went through, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
Shizuka would have followed him.
Okay. I go, oh well. And just walk through.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'll follow as well.
All right. Does anyone not follow at this point? Didn't hear any no's. Okay. So as you guys,
I'm going to hesitate for a bit because what the heck is going on?
oh, I imagine your character's like, really,
mean,
what the is going on?
Yeah, like this is we call this Tuesday. This is
Basically.
pretty average.
Oh, is it Tuesday already?
I mean, demigods. That was so Act 1. All right.
Like if you didn't get the kind of blasé outlook Naz had about the whole weird supernatural gods and all that kind of shit, just it's normal now.
It just kind of happens. So, as you all step through the portal, you guys are obviously out of character on a different plane. As you kind of everything around you is in shades of gray. Even the grass that kind of sets at your feet. There's kind of an eerie, kind of ominous wind that's always whistling, but it always sounds so far away, like the very end of a hallway. The grass is just kind of blowing, kind of shifting back and forth. In the distance, you can see a large, almost like a princess tower. But again, it's not 100% corporeal. As it starts to kind of shift and weave, you can see bits of it almost flaking off into dust and twisting around, yet it never lessens in its volume. You see Kosui moving way up ahead, marching triumphantly towards the structure. If you guys speak, it's almost in a bit of a kind of an echoey sound as you talk to one another.
With the Arcana check I had before and now seeing it in person, am I able to actually identify which plane we're on now?
With your Arcana check, roll me another blind Arcana check. We'll see how well we pinpoint this.
'Cause I feel like we're on the negative side of the cosmology spectrum.
You
Right.
remember reading a book. It had something to do with, what was it? Shadowfall? No.
Oh, yeah, Shadowfell.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I knew it was Shadowfell.
Oh, okay, yeah. I figured.
Dramatic effect. That one word kind of springs to your head. You can use some knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryukin, that's our symbol for.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
metagame pigeon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Okay, Naz is gonna go. Huh? Shadowfell. Never been here.
Seems nice.
I don't know if anybody else is familiar enough with planes to be able to infer with what that actually really means for us, but
Nope.
I mean, it has the word shadow and the word fell in it. I'm pretty sure that's negative.
You sure it's not the plane of Drakenfall? Oh, shameless
Actually,
plug.
that being said... Actually, wait, it's Shadowfell, which technically is a double negative, so obviously this must be like Sugargum,
What?
Sugargum and...
Shadowfell is not a double negative. What the are you talking about?
It's Shadowfell. The fell is bad, but Shadow's bad. So
That's not how a double negative works.
Oh my god. Anyways, so again, kind of this odd sort of echo happens when you speak. The whistling of the winds, the dancing of light and shadows. Where is that light coming from? There are no moons here.
Naz is more weirded out that light is persistent. That's not something typically associated with this realm, and he thinks it's weird.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, Kosui is much farther ahead of you. Do you guys wish to quicken your pace to catch up, or will it let the chips fall where they may?
Yeah, we should probably keep up with him.
Yeah.
I guess.
Seems like smart.
All right. As you guys kind of hasten your pace and catch up to Kosui, it's about time you caught up.
Hey, Naz asked Kosui, you come here often?
No. I've always wanted to see Sister's home.
This is your sister's home? Where's your home?
I have no home.
We blew it up, remember?
I was gonna say, we blew
Thanks
it
for
up.
bringing that up.
And Shizuka will just sigh, why do you people insist on irritating the demigod?
How was I supposed to know I was going to irritate him? I didn't know you idiots blew it up. Why'd you blow up the home of a demigod?
He's trying to kill us. Oh wait, Naz wasn't actually there.
Naz wasn't there either.
He was not.
I mean, Makoto just says in a bit of a low voice, to be fair, he kind of dropped the ceiling on himself.
Oh, I see.
I am interested in hearing the story another time.
Right now we got something to do.
That's right, Mr. Fascination is correct. We should hurry.
Okay,
As he proceeds forward, you get closer to this castle. You can see its sheer magnitude. It is far larger than any structure in Tantibus. You guys have 30 rooms. You imagine this thing has like 30 districts inside of it. It is just ginormous. You no more than get up to kind of the moated gate and can kind of see the portcullis. A gate kind of magically stretches out across this murky black moat, and the portcullis starts to rise.
huh.
Wrong button. Oops. Enter, friends.
Does that voice come from within?
It kind of echoes and emanates from within the structure, yes.
Well, I guess I will see you all later.
What? Chicken?
No, you said enter friends.
So wait,
I do not know this person, therefore, how can I be their friend?
Come now.
Makara just grabs Mr. Fascination by the wrist. Let's get fucking going.
You kept your
Well, I
word.
did not want to intrude.
I will keep mine. No one shall be harmed this night.
Oh, just this night. What about tomorrow night?
The
Don't
voice
worry
does
about
not
it.
answer.
Stop annoying the god.
But it is fun.
yeah.
See, he understands.
There's something seriously wrong with you.
All right. So as you guys start
Oh
to
my
move
God.
through the castle, you're very quickly going to start to see other movements following around. Apparitions, humanoid, very shadow-like, wraith-like. You can see holding various sorts of weapons, whether it be long swords, axes, pikes, shields, armored. They're kind of moving about. They don't ever get close enough to cause you any sort of threat, but they're always kind of looming there in the background, kind of watching you, moving about.
I would like to admire the weapons.
Okay. Press F to pay respects. Nice. You guys move even further in. Now you're joining more of like the castle kind of proper. Everything is blanketed in shades of gray. Even the like royal carpets that have been stretched out are a kind of a deep, near black color. The wall sconces on the hanging from almost like a cobbled or manufactured stone siding are kind of giving off this eerie gray light. You get up to a set of double doors, very ornate, and on the emblazoned across both doors, stretching, you see the symbol of a raven.
Well, at least she does her branding well.
Kosui moves up to the door, pushes both, and they swing inside. About 150 feet down the hallway, a long stretching carpet, columns with sconces around. You can see rows of armed guards at the ready. Weapons are not drawn. About 150 foot down, you see a large, almost black, obsidian stone-esque throne. And seated there, almost side saddle, in a very relaxed position, you see Ensetsu.
She looks comfy.
Also known as Kikobu. Also known as the Queen of Ravens.
Also known as that one that we went and fought against, sort of. Also that knocked us off the tower.
Thank
Yep.
you for
Right.
coming. You hear
Muranaka.
dancing down the hallway.
Muranaka will bow, like prostrate himself. And will say, "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Muranaka Inosuke."
Likewise. Come, acquaint yourselves.
Yes, I figured in order to be a friend, I must first introduce myself.
A very
Don't mind
wise
that.
and noble gesture.
Nez looks at him and goes, I don't think we're actually friends. She didn't come for my birthday or nothing.
Now's not the time.
Kosui proceeds down the hall at a leisurely stroll. You
Sam.
guys inch closer and closer. the guards start to take steps forward. About halfway down, the guards are standing about 10 feet from either side of this carpeted runway. You get about 3/4 down, another step from the guards. They're about 5 foot away. You finally reach the end. The guards are standing directly alongside this carpeted stretch. The queen slightly moves in her seat. And what she says is, we are going to take a 10-minute break. I'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes.
Stand there for 10 minutes.
Everybody pauses.
Veronica pulls out an alcohol bottle, just sits down.
Makoto casts produce flame to light a cigarette.
Awesome. See you guys in 10. All right, and I am back. All right, is everybody back? Hello. Oh, I got you. Quick answer.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yeah, we can.
So
All right.
My honest answer is I would start with that.
Okay, well, we can discuss that after the game. So,
Yep.
you guys are back. And across from the Queen of Ravens, she speaks to you and says, "Forgive me, where are my manners? Please, have a seat." And around you, kind of almost encompassing you, coming up from the ground, being birthed, are large chairs, armrests, kind of comfortable.
Just curious, what kind of or what style are these chairs in? Like dining table chairs?
I imagine they're like
lounge chairs.
kind of a gothic style, fully encompassing chair. Like there's not a lot of space between like the arms. It's just kind of like a full wrap around, and then some legs that come down and touch the stone floor.
So I wouldn't be able to like cross my legs into the chair.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yep, no problem.
I guess that's
Makoto's just
sure.
Makoto's gonna side saddle.
Okay.
Sort of.
And Shizuku will just sit normally as Daigo just lap.
Naz quite literally jumps in the air to get into the chair.
Well, again, it would kind of push you up into the air as it sprung up from underneath you.
Okay.
She didn't give you a lot of choice, so to speak.
Very
I
well.
stand on the seat of the chair. No, I said no.
Seeing people taking weird seats, Boris will elect to squat on chair.
I'm sitting normally. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing.
Okay. So
Naz kind of bounces to test springs in the chair. If he wants to steal them.
there are definitely no springs in these chairs. Now
Quick question.
we can
How
talk
do you
as
type
friends.
out of chat? Like out of character, I mean.
Hold Alt before you hit Enter.
Okay.
Thank you. I actually did not know that. Anyways, so she says, now that we're all comfortable, seated as friends, shall we begin?
Begin what?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, why are we here?
Since you were so kind to return my brother to me, I think it only fitting to have a pleasant conversation. There is much that needs to be done. I know you want to protect and save the city. I do not wish for all the city to burn. But there is a cancer deep within one of the houses some of you serve, that must be rooted out and burned. Can I have your cooperation in this?
I mean, this.
Do we actually have a choice, or are you just very politely asking so as to give us the semblance of a choice?
Life is full of choices. If you do not burn out this evil, I will. My methods are perhaps a little more thorough.
Sorry.
Go right ahead.
I am to assume that we are the scalpel and you are the sword. We can remove it, yes, as can the sword. But you would not wish to sully your hands with such menial tasks. Is that correct?
My assumption is that you would want some city left.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
one is
less a
preferred.
sword and more a sledgehammer. Or my door knocker. I still haven't got the
So having some of the city left is the preferred option, I think.
Considering the fact that we live in the city, yes.
Good. As a sign
Nice.
of good faith, Richado. As she speaks the name, Richado starts to materialize in the courtroom before you. The guards that were standing very near the tapestry all take a step back and kind of form almost like a half semicircle around you guys as they start to kind of filter in and almost block a path, any sort of retreat, so to speak. But Richado materializes. Yes.
Naz looks back to Richado and goes, was wondering when I'd see you.
Hello, old friend. Yes, my queen. I release you. And with that, Richado, he's still in kind of a shadowy shape, but you see the particles of him start to drift away. And unlike outside, the drifting kind of mist trails off and it peels away from his body, and you can see a smile form. And the queen speaks to you. I have returned the soul to you. Please do not let this gesture go in vain.
All right then.
You did do that for us, so I guess it only makes sense that we help you now.
Yes, but what I'm about to speak about two of you will not like.
Oh dear.
You're lovely.
I'm concerned as to which two you're talking about.
Not you, my furry friend.
Naz goes, I'll be the people who actually have house alignments.
The Bogatir, then.
And the
Very
cleric.
wise. For they serve
cleric
this
is-
cancer.
Oh.
All is not as it seems within the clerisy. False gods. Untrue, man-made gods. For this, I cannot sit idly by. You may find it hard, but soon you too will learn the truth. Old ones, controlling the people, ensnaring their hearts and their minds. This has gone on for too long.
Batenya.
No.
Older than them?
So wait, are you suggesting that my gods are not real? Then where do I get my where upon do I draw my power?
Ah. An interesting question. I could give you the answer, yes. But
You're
some things
going to make
we have to learn for ourselves.
If I may ask a question, you're saying they're false gods. Will you at least clarify if they are non-existent or if they exist but are not gods?
Created by man, they were. I think your gnomish friend might find pleasure in learning of their construction.
Ooh, that's what I was afraid of.
Does that mean that they are susceptible to explosions?
I look at him and go, everything's susceptible to explosions.
I meant exploding, sorry. If we hit them hard enough, will they explode?
Yes, but careful not to explode those around you. Ensnared many they have.
Can I guess a history check? I'll roll it blind for you.
Okay.
Naz is trying to rack his brain to see if he can think of any machines that would fit the almost godlike status she's talking about.
The closest thing that maybe you would come up with, you're vaguely familiar with the Warforged, but it would not be on that level of power. So this is either some sort of dark sorcery or whatever this thing that people are calling science is.
Okay.
But no, nothing mechanical like that. Everything, like in creation myth, has been very corporeal, very organic, so to speak. It's still shrouded in mysticism, of course, but not like this. This sounds artificial through and through.
Okay.
Good question, though.
I ask her, is this actually being worshipped as a god? Like prayers and churches and stuff like that, or just a
You know the answer to that. Ask
yes,
your
Naz,
feathery
it is
friend.
being worshipped as a god.
Okay. Naz goes back into thought.
I tried to lay the groundwork with Maldark, but he sought only power, thought only of himself. But the seeds have been planted.
He's like actually 100% like dead and not actually a lich somewhere, right?
I can tell you this. His soul is not among the Shadowfell.
Naz looks at her and go, souls typically turn to you? Like, I was not familiar with that aspect of Shadowfell.
I am the purveyor of souls. When there is no soul, I have not control.
Naz looks to Shizuka for confirmation because he doesn't know much about gods and souls and goes,
That sounds like a
I thought... Alright,
That sounds like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Naz goes, I thought souls were claimed by the gods they worship.
Makoto's gonna interject. Well, it sounds like he wasn't worshipping any gods and just wanted power, and
he paid the price.
Something tells me that potion you had him drink did something about that soul.
Alas, loose ends. I'm sure you'll find a way to snip them. I think people heard that sigh like 12 states away.
So, from what I can tell, and this is out of character, maybe a lich still, and also either a machine or something scientifically created that is being worshipped, or my only other thought was eldritch creations that are actually posing as gods. Maybe?
See,
I was thinking a little more along the lines of how people are describing, like in our world right now, science as a religion, but not actually a religion, just more of an explanation, a way of thought, a way of approach to life.
See, I was interpreting it more as part of the ritual, Maldark destroyed his own soul because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Or you guys didn't get the right phylactery.
He made the rings into a phylactery.
It was a false phylactery.
Smoke and mirrors.
Oh my god.
Well, that is all of my questions.
Yeah. Actually, Naz has one more. How are we getting back?
Oh, don't worry about that. I can send you on your way.
Can we be sent on our way back on the ground and not it? Wait, it would be suspicious if we went up to the top of the ring and didn't come back down.
I can be gentle in my touch.
Please, thank you.
Giggity.
Know this. We have reached an understanding. If you do not fulfill your end, I will be forced to. Is that understood?
Okay, is there a time frame for this understanding? Because, like, I don't know how long this will take.
I understand the path laid before you is precarious. You will do your best, I have no doubt. I will keep brother in line. I will deal with family matters. You deal with what matters most.
I have one question.
Speak.
What is your favorite color?
What?
Blue. No, green.
Gray.
No.
No, he's seriously asking that.
Eh?
There was a time when I was young. I remember the look my parents gave me after my birth. Mother wanted to offer up a single ribbon of pink. But after looking at me, what I had become, what I meant to them, the disgrace, I no longer wish to see any color.
So, pink?
I believe the answer is none of the above,
It's
Mr.
lack of
Fascination.
the lack of color, which is in keeping with the plane of shadows.
Mr. Fascination!
I understand. Mine is a deep green, like the forests and the trees. Much like the rebirth comes in spring.
Naz
Though I
looks
am not
at them like,
Though I am not fond of the cherry blossom pink, I prefer the deep ones.
Naz, used to everybody else giving him this look, looks at them like they're completely insane for having this conversation right now.
That is awesome.
I am trying to be friends.
Yes. Good friends.
I apologize if I brought any harsh memories.
It is okay. Mother and father will be dealt with one day.
I don't necessarily like the sound of that.
Well, that is her business. Do I even know who her mother and father are?
It didn't sound like you were too super into religion.
No, I'm just gonna roll religion.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who she is?
I'm gonna roll another religion to find out who she is.
And a natural one. Who
That's the
are you
real question.
strange people?
I don't know. She just said
Who
she
are
wanted to
you?
be my friend. So.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my god.
If there are no further questions, I will bid you well, Steve.
Yeah, I think that covers it. Anybody?
No, I think we're good.
Yep. Yeah, I have no further.
Okay. She whisks the chairs away, but the chairs don't exactly disappear. They start to form into ravens. They start to encircle the room, the fluttering and flipping of wings and feather. And you start to see color again. You start blinking your eyes, and by the time the birds start to filter out into wisps of smoke, you are back at the estate.
So those guards are going to be hella confused.
Fuck them. It's above their pay grade.
Right? On the couch, you see an individual napping. They have red skin, horns upon their head.
Oh shit, is Richard alive?
No.
He appears to be in a very light snore.
Well, shit.
Does he
that's
have
nice
his
of her.
shoes on, and are they on the couch?
Oh my god.
This is a very good question.
I don't know.
Machado, are you wearing your shoes on the couch?
No, he is not.
Okay.
Oh, means we can't fuck with them.
He is wearing nothing but a fundoshi. No, he is dressed in his normal attire. The attire he had when he breathed his last breath, but he's quite alive. And Maddie, you're welcome.
Thank you. Now the question is, who do I?
This has
Wait,
been a
are
very
both-
weird day.
Who do you want to play?
Yeah, now.
Character select.
Choose your fighter.
It's actually
Rise
a really
from
good
your
question because
grave.
we're getting to the point where Richado's build is probably going to be more useful.
It's totally up to you.
I'll probably think. I'll have to think on
Yeah,
that.
take a week, think about it. that sort of thing. But I
We
told
will
you to
let him
trust me,
nap for
and you
now.
trusted me. All right, so do we want to have a little bit of discussion here while we may still have Boris?
So that was interesting.
Yeah, so.
Naz is going to pull out a book and start scribbling all the notes that he are of everything he can remember about being in the plane of shadow.
Okay, awesome.
Does everyone have to out me these days?
Yes.
To be fair, you brought that up on yourself.
I did not.
Chizuku will just give him a look.
Don't worry, I don't know what they're talking.
It's probably for the best.
Oh yeah, you must be so lost right now. Lots of things
yeah.
just happened. So, Boris, and Dmitri,
Petrovich. I'll
Petrovich.
work as Petrovich since he's out.
What are your thoughts on this? Is this anything you have heard of? Like,
My understanding of Petrovich is he's probably pretty upset. He was a very religious person, and I do not believe this is to be true. She's a liar.
Boris?
Boris, hang on. I'm not going to call her a liar because she's given me no reason to believe she's lying. However, I do have to point out that my powers must come from somewhere, as he just kind of uses thaumaturgy to increase the.
See, she's a liar.
This coming from the guy who called all of us heathens.
Well, you are.
To be fair, you are
You just met one of the gods of the pantheon that we follow, like in the flesh, and you saw three others appear in the sky.
The existence of some gods do not negate the existence of others.
I'm just saying that doesn't make us heathens. That just means we don't believe in your gods. Like, I don't doubt that your gods exist, or the things that you worship exist. It's just also possible that they are all simultaneously not what we would particularly think of as gods.
I do not like your tone. But I suppose we have no choice but to investigate. I will prove to you she is a liar.
I am very open to that possibility.
I will welcome what comes as what comes. There's no sense in trying to push against what is. But I do have to agree, it's mildly outrageous of a claim. Because if, just to think of it on this way, where does the protection come from? Where do all the prayers go? Where is that power being amassed otherwise?
I'm pretty sure what we're supposed to find out.
I've just had a very sour thought that I'm going to keep to myself for now.
Okay.
I might take a look into it.
Anybody else have thoughts?
I honestly don't know what to think nowadays.
Actually, maybe you should, Petrovich, you might not want to be here.
Why is that, brother?
Because blasphemy?
I could use a smoke anyways. And he'll step out.
Right, speaking of blasphemy, Makoto's just gotta look over at Shizuka. Didn't you say you were planning on returning that?
Right. You weren't here the other day, so if you could. And she pulls out the staff and hands it to Makoto.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know exactly how to roleplay this, but paging Inari.
Oh, did I roll a 20? So, emanating out from the staff, a large bright light starts to fill the room. It's so blinding you can't help but kind of squint and almost you bring up your hands like staring at the sun. It's just too bright, and when it dims down, standing before you in all its majesty, you see the avatar of Inari.
Huh. Was not expecting that.
Makoto's just gotta take a knee and hold up the staff to Inari.
Then Chizuku will also have gone into a prayer position.
No, please rise. Thank you for taking such good care of it, my children.
I lean over to Muranaka and I'm like, so this is another god. That one's Inari. Just an FYI.
Hello, I am Muranaka's Genosuke. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
So Inari kind of turns her head, kind of like how a dog would, so to speak, just kind of, and then grabs the staff from Makoto and very swiftly kind of not really slams it down, but pounds it down with a little bit of authority, and with the right hand across the stomach bows very deeply. It is my pleasure to meet you.
And I will bow even deeper and say, no, the pleasure is mine.
Please.
Are we about to have a polite competition?
Probably.
Hey, if this is a Japanese setting, you better bet there's going to be a polite competition.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but I have very little time. What can I do?
Please. Oh, you weren't talking to me. Sorry.
Oh, speaking to the group, but...
Well, don't let me keep you, Master.
I do have a question. Inari?
Yes.
Do you know of any way that man's prayers might be turned into a more ready form of energy?
Weaponized?
Yes. For a better term.
For reasons.
I don't know exactly what is going on, but there is much corruption in the city. I assume you speak of the clerisy.
We had a conversation with another of your kind. She made mention that the clerisy might not be as it seems. I'm not saying I agree with her, but...
Ah, the Queen of Ravens and Setsu. It is my understanding that when this city was built, there were many watchers waiting in the shadows. They bid their time, waited for... She's going to use the term mankind, but it's all-encompassing of races.
Mm-hmm.
To enslave them, to procure them, propagandize, that word, them. Their influence has grown great. It's as though they can tap into the very minds of individuals. That is about as much as I know. But that is not the only trouble in Tantibus. the Tenyo, Dark Lords, Dark Brotherhood. Not Maldark. Something older, something far more evil is at the reins of the city. And I fear there's something amiss with the Order of the Eye. They are not what they seem. Something much more heinous, more dark, more calculating. All vying, jockeying for positions within the city. I'm afraid, at a tipping point. If one of these powers do not rise above the others, I fear many lives will be lost.
Multiple sides, none of them necessarily good.
Oh boy.
Richardo offers a bow to Inari. My thanks, Your Grace.
Thank you, and thank you for your understanding and your open-heartedness.
Of course, it's hard to deny gods that, well, stand before you, or in other cases, fight above your heads.
I do not believe you do this, for I am a god. But thank you.
Richardo, ha. Boris lets out a chuckle.
Richado's like, turn off that light.
Yeah, Richardo just turns on the couch and is just like, no. Oh, I want to sleep. I've been awake for like 48 days. Screw off.
I'm sorry, but I can't stay much longer. Anything else before I go?
What is your favorite color?
Again with this?
I can answer that one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm actually not gonna ask that. I just thought that'd be funny.
That was funny. It's the color of love.
So red.
Red.
I don't think there are any other questions. Anybody have questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you all for your service and for taking care of my sometimes wayward children. Goodbye. And
Thank you for your help, Master.
gone.
Hmm.
How many more gods can we fit in this campaign? Find out.
What, you telling me that's next time?
I
someone
say
else
a
becomes
prayer
god?
to Bahamut. No.
Oh my god.
I would say Bahamut's
You need to-
actually an amazing deity.
Yep.
Like when
Okay. If you wanna
Draken
say a
Falls,
prayer to-
part of this world.
Yeah.
If you wanna make a prayer to Bahamut, go way the fuck east.
Yeah, really. You can. Actually, go find. And if you want to do the other thing, you can go find the people that carry the seals.
All we need to do is wait on the Salt Marsh book. And then you guys can make it there.
And
But
then I get to
again,
meet my
Inari
other
kind of fades out. Why they couldn't stick around? Some of you are smart.
I'm going to guess busy and or having energy
Also-
stolen hurts.
Or Avatar was being summoned, through my power, and my power is not infinite.
Oh,
I was
or
gonna
that.
go with
Nothing's stolen.
realistically, because the DM can only give us so many plot MacGuffins in one session.
What are you talking about? All of these plot points are true. I would never lie or lead you guys astray.
Okay, can only give us so much of the story in one session.
Okay. Atherin will never lead us astray. His characters, on the other hand,
I do like
That
smoke.
one we just met will not.
Muranaka will learn that there are layers upon layers. I am an onion.
Also, I don't think I need to say this too often, but I think the disguise is off at this point, considering.
Okay. So, Tanaka is very much a kitsune.
By the way, the entire time she was there, Naz is just like rubbing his nose like there's something stuck up it and he just can't get it out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to look at Tanaka and I'm going to say, Daigo?
Daigo goes.
on Shizuka's lap barks.
That one's weird.
That's Daigo. And no, I'm not used to it either.
Okay, so it is just a regular fox. But you are not a regular fox.
Daigo barks at you again.
You figured it out. Tell him what he's won.
I've seen some strange things in my time, but this is new. And I'm going to have to say, I've seen more strange things today in all of my...
You've met two gods?
Okay, at this point, I have to know, where are you from?
That is not important.
In this case, yes it is.
Unclear.
I am from Valoris. Is that the name of the city, Valoris?
Valoris is the name of the region.
Oh, okay. Are we in Tantibus then?
Tantibus is the name of the city.
Okay. I am from Tantibus.
Okay,
All right,
I
well.
believe you.
Sure. You absolutely look like a Tantabanian native.
So, I need an opposed roll here. Tanaka, will you make me an insight in the bucket?
Okay, where is it?
Okay, so comparing the two rolls here, you don't disbelieve him because he's clearly telling the truth, but there's something there. It's something it's a nut you're gonna have to crack.
Right. Okay.
By the way, what is your favorite color?
Oh my god.
Oh, I still haven't explained my thing yet, have I?
What is your thing?
My thoughts on what might be going on.
Yeah, like what are those?
Okay, so again, not saying that she's correct that the god is my gods aren't real, but say say the artifact isn't actually the artifact that we thought it was. The ring is not the artifact. What if the church has an artifact and it's able to
channel the prayers of all of the citizens of Tantibus into energy that is then dispersed among the clerisy as they need magics?
Exactly. And because it's prayers, they can pull in and push out in a blanket way.
Nez thinks about it and says, I mean, in theory it could work. Like, I don't know. I'm more used to using arcane with machines.
Wait,
I have no idea how much power this would need or how somebody would have come across this.
The amount of power of an ancient, enormous ring.
Wouldn't that mean my thaumaturgy would stop working, though?
Not if there's residual power that has already been collected. Clearly, they want the power for, if you're correct, they want the power for something, some big purpose, and they're using the church and clerics, etc., as a guise, making up deities. So the idea being that under the guise of divine power, they're collecting all of this energy and giving out only very small amounts to their clerics as they cast spells. Because, I mean, an entire massive city is praying to these gods. So they're gathering all of that energy and only a small amount is being given out, then the rest of it is being stored for some purpose.
I think here might be a better question. Have you ever heard of anyone worshipping any of our gods?
I don't
outside
even
of the
know
city?
who your gods are.
No, we have not.
Not once.
Out of character, I still don't know who my gods are.
That might be
Maybe that's
that might be a little
intentional.
alarming as well.
Yeah.
So that's not.
Worst cleric ever.
The cleric is literally like, you know, it just occurred to me that I just prayed to God. I
the
don't
god.
actually.
Yeah. So maybe in character you might have a realization now, like
That's
you're starting
really
starting
fucking odd.
to pull at that thread, and indoctrination is a word that might pop to your head.
Ooh.
Okay, when I posted the Mass Effect picture, I was being facetious.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Just- Next thing you know, they're just gonna pop it on my body and just be like, "Hello, you know too much. I'm destroying this unit."
No,
Well-
I know I've left you guys with a lot of questions. But time will reveal most things.
Naz, you have finally learned what gods smell like.
Yes.
Nez already knew what gods smell like. It's just confirmed.
Yes, but you also met the god on their prime plane? Their native
Yeah.
plane?
Native plane? Yeah, native plane.
Yeah, this is gonna be something Naz digs into.
As I said, most of this I think will probably center around the church, but I've dropped a few carrots here or there.
Oh, bloody hell.
I know, I love it.
It just hit me.
What?
The Brotherhood of Midnight had a goddamn point.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, to be fair, they attacked us first, so you know.
The ends
Wait, did
do
they?
not justify the means.
The crows did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the crows did, and they were basically the same people. I was about to say, like, the actual Brotherhood people didn't. No, they did. I got punched before they did.
I think their first appearance was in Edward's house.
Oh
Yeah.
no, they did it. I guess they attacked a place where we were.
They
hired as
attacked-
guards.
They
Edward.
fake attacked.
Who
Yeah.
was leading the crows. It was all a goddamn farce.
Played me like a goddamn fiddle.
Wait,
Well, we're
okay. I literally stopped paying attention for like 30 seconds to type out a message. Are we implying that the Brotherhood of Midnight are
They
just
were
a
right,
false?
is
Well,
what we
no,
were-
I thought you were going to say that it was.
No, the false flag was Edward being attacked.
And the crows.
And it was just a clerisy the entire time.
Oh
No.
no.
Ow.
For the what's it called?
No, the
For the
Brotherhood of
Brotherhood.
Midnight was attacking one of their own, like, as a farce to throw us off.
Okay.
Fucking worked.
It sure did. It was awesome.
But what I was saying is, like, it seems like the Brotherhood of Midnight, at least the rank and file, out of all things, they had a decent sounding reason now that I'm putting it all together.
That's right. It's strange working towards a similar goal with two different, I guess, levels of intensity.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna make the same mistake they did.
No potion.
No potion. I'm not interested in seeking power. More importantly, let's be a little more subtle than them, huh?
And Tantibus power seek you. All right. So, I think, again, I left you guys with a lot of clues, that sort of thing. The only bit of information that I'm going to give you is this. Thanks for coming out, guys.